Hi parents, today the video is pretty much for our little ones about how to make friends. It's such a hard thing when you're little to make friends. It's a hard thing to feel secure, but there's things that we as parents can do, and this one's actually a bit close to my heart because my own little girl has really struggled a lot of times to make friends. There's a few things that as a teacher I can tell you will work and a few things I can tell you won't work, but the rest is up to you as a parent to work out. What won't work will be having our kids persist with a social group that won't accept them. So if our kids are telling us, so-and-so rejected me today, the first time they say that, you might be sort of wanting to go, yeah, that's okay, see how you go today, have another go. But if they're saying it regularly, don't let them persist with a social group that's not welcoming them. They're only going to learn that they're not good enough, they're not adequate enough to cope in that group socially. So at that point you want them to move on to new friends. I know with my little girl, my wife and I have told her, we don't want you to hang out with so-and-so who you used to hang out with, because they don't treat you the way we want you treated. You need to make some new friends. And we've sort of used my daughter's teacher to sort of, as a resource, to go, well, who would be another friend? And she was a great help with that. Another thing with our kids when they're not making friends easily is often they don't know how to act like a friend. There's a difference between having a great friend or acting towards someone in a friendly way. If you're little and you act towards someone in a friendly way, then you've instantly got a friend, because little kids, their relationships are not so complex that they see through that. So if your child knows to go and smile at someone, ask them about their day, ask them about something of interest to them, they'll feel like they've got a friend, and then from there they can build. I'm trying to think, with other stuff with little kids, the best thing you can do if you want your child to have friends, the very best thing is to invite kids who are good kids over to your place one at a time, and sort of have like a play date or whatever you want to call it, where your child's got another little friend over. Now, not everyone's parents want to send their kids elsewhere if they don't know you, and I don't blame them one bit, but you can maybe in that spot take someone else's child to a park, or meet someone else and their parent at a park. So it's the times that our kids spend away from the group, just one-on-one with someone who's a promising friend, that builds in solid friendships. Because then if you do that, say, over the weekend, and then your child sees that other child on Monday, they've got an instant connection that other kids don't have. So it's a real advantage. And yeah, I know you're busy, I know that you don't need another thing on your plate, I get that, but usually that's going to be the number one thing that determines whether or not your child has friends, is what they do outside of school. It's really hard with our kids to sort of get them to see that just because they have a short argument with a friend one day, that doesn't mean the relationship's over. To a little kid it's the end of the world, but it's important they see that people make mistakes, they make mistakes, their friends make mistakes, and sometimes their friends might say or do things that your child interprets as them being bossy or them being whatever. Bossy, often that means that they were trying to be helpful, or if their friend was ignoring them, well, maybe their friend had competing friendship issues happening. If as one-off things we want our kids to overlook things, it's when our kids are dealing with a repeated sort of rejection that we want them to pull away and go elsewhere. The short of it is that as a parent, you're not alone if your kids are struggling to make friends, and you want to chat with other parents about what's worked for them. And also be willing to chat with your child's teacher. Not if they're in year 6, but I mean if they're in year 1 or 2 and they're struggling to make friends, that's a time to chat with the child's teacher and go, look, they're struggling. Who would you suggest we have a play date with, or who would you suggest we try and push her towards? Because the teacher will know other kids who are sort of a bit isolated, a bit lonely, and it doesn't mean they've got bad social skills. It just means that they're struggling to make friends in the same way that your child is. If you're watching this and your kids have 1 million friends, well, use that as an opportunity to teach your kids to reach out, that not everyone has 1 million friends, and there are some kids who need your child to reach out and to consider them and their feelings. Very hard when you're 6 or 7 years old, but it's worth doing. This one's a tough one, and it's probably going to be an ongoing one, and good luck with it. And I hope that we can raise kids who are well-rounded, who are aware of the feelings of others, not just kids who are happy who have friends, but kids who are compassionate and see others when they don't have friends and want to do something about that. Good luck.